What is going on today? We have another vehicle in the studio. This is cool. This is really cool to see. We're going to be doing 70% ceramic on the windshield and then 35% carbon on all the doors. I need to do like something better. Do something better for the cars because you guys don't want to see my dumb face. You guys want to see the Avenger. Very excited to be doing this in carbon and ceramic. This will be a good one. Yes, you can mix and match. How about that? You can mix and match. Wow, my headphones are loud. Dean, what's going on? You are first. Congrats. Followed by Matt. Good name. How y'all doing today? Do I? Where's the other cable? There to go. Okay, they're gonna be warming up. I forgot to turn my machines on. Uh-oh. Hello, sir. Is it not working?
Hey, so I gave him a call, and he said he's checking because his brother has to bring it in, but his brother has a 3 o'clock appointment and doesn't know if he can make it. So he's checking, but if he cannot,
Okay.
What would you like me to do?
I'll still get it in at 1. It's just gonna be running a little bit tight, but I'll work things around so I can make it happen.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he said he would let me know on 2, but if he can't, then I'll just tell him plan for 1 still.
Yeah, I forgot this is getting a full windshield too, so that usually takes 4 hours instead of 3.
Okay, all good. I will let you know what I find.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Whoa, is my headset not working? What is going on? Need sleep, working in 10 hours? I'd get some sleep. We have trying to work things around a little bit. We're not a tint place, we're a place of streaming. I'm 18 and I've been tinting for a little over a year. I want to own my own business in the near future. Any tips? That's not something you can just any tips for that. That's a big question. Pay attention to the channel, ask as you go. Really, a lot of the tint businesses that existed started because they just started to learn how to do it, started doing it for friends and family, and then it grows into a business. So first is first. Learn, and then just keep going. Wow, my headset is really not working. That is different. It was loud, and then it was nothing. So, 1 second. I don't know if I have to turn them off and then reconnect them. Yeah, so once I get this sorted, I'm going to get started. We have a carbon and ceramic job that we are doing right now. I have a ceramic set of doors coming in. And then that is coming in at 1 o'clock. So the struggle is giving things enough space so they have room to get streamed, and then it doesn't interfere with any other appointments. And when that happens, things get a little dicey. So we might have to rearrange a couple of things to get a set of doors done, or I'm not sure. I'm a bus driver too. I was gonna order some tint tools from some distributing, then I thought it might be cheaper to buy them here, but it's actually cheaper to buy them from Australia. Damn. The only thing that might suck is the shipping, but I know they revamped their whole website to help with international. Uh-oh. What's up?
Hey, he's gonna drop off at 1 p.m.
Okay.
But then he said that he might not stay. He might need to drop it, and then he's a real estate guy,
Okay.
So then he said he might circle back like a few hours later or whatever to pick it back up again after his showing, but he can still bring it at 1.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem. Whatever works best for him, we'll get it done.
Okay, easy enough. That's what I let him know. So sounds good. Have a good stream. Talk to you later.
Awesome, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, bye.
Bye. Woo! All right, well, that helps a lot. I appreciate it when people can drop off vehicles, even if they're for a set of doors. But I understand they have schedules too. That's the hard part, is like, you still want to do the jobs, but you don't. If you have time to drop it, and then I can stream it, woo! We've got content. If you don't, sad. But it's okay, we'll still get you done. I've been watching for a little over a month, tinted my friend's front windows with some tint from Walmart, really considering getting a roll of quality tint and starting to do it for friends. Yeah, just do it. I mean, you don't even have to get like carbon or ceramic. You just have to, you can just get a halfway decent roll of film and just start charging them, and then that roll will pay for itself real quick. Just watch. Start charging them $100 for front doors. They'll be like, whoa, I'm your friend. Yeah, so you'd support my business, right? Thanks, friend. I did a truck on Saturday. They watched me the whole time. I hate that, but it is what it is. Yeah, I definitely did not like that when I first started. There's some pros and cons to that. If you have a waiting area, just like you could say it's a liability if they're back there, because it is, and then just, you know, then you can kind of work on your own thing, and then they'll leave you alone. But I have been told by some people that if you can turn it into a positive, then do it. Like, start talking to your clients, even if they're watching you, and they're not necessarily there to critique you. They're there because, you know, they're interested in what you're doing. So if you can make them relax and make it fun, then you've earned good clients. Ahoy, I'm in the middle of a GT3. What topic shall we discuss today? That is a good question. I don't know. Maybe customers hovering around you while you're tinting. You know all about that. How much is a 36 by 100 foot roll from Geoshield? You can check. Wait, I got a command for this. My tint stuff. Hey, there you go. You can check out pricing and you can buy it there. I actually had a really good conversation with him. He was super happy when I left. There you go. Boom. Done. All right, we're going to get started. But we can still talk. You made it. Hey, it sounded like it was one of those like, I had somebody watching the whole time. And then I was like, hey, it was great. Well, perfect. All right. Keys, keys, keys. Where did we leave the keys? Did you buy some Joy yet? No, but I'm full of it. Guys, in my setting up, I left the keys somewhere. The good news is the car is in here. But 1 second while I track these down. That was the last thing. Don't always have somewhere that you know that you put the... Oh, it's... Good God. I am so smart. The key is on. All right. Well, that's the best place to put them, right? Okay, so we're gonna tape this one up. It's better for me to buy from Sun Distributing, even postage is cheap. I ordered cheap tint practice, 35 years. Nice. That's good that it's not too bad for shipping then, because shipping to Australia isn't exactly fast or the cheapest, but if it's cheaper overall. Unfortunately, for window tinting, most products come from the U.S. It's just, I guess, got the biggest audience in the U.S., and then everything kind of branches out from there. So hopefully in the future, more companies will get more support. But I know there are distributors in other countries, but sorry, we get the best. He was dropping it off and then showed me showed up and didn't have a ride, I don't have a waiting area. Oh, that's a bummer. I've had that before. The products here are crap. Dang. All right, so we're gonna actually do some work. Yeah, somebody asked about the slip solution. So I'll use about 1/4 to 1/3 Dawn, and then the rest of it is baby shampoo. So like little squirt of Dawn, and then way more baby shampoo. So these seals, if you've ever done a Dodge Avenger in your life, you know these ones. This looks a little, hang on. Let me do one thing real quick. Screen's gonna go black, 1 second. And then it's magically gonna come back. Looked a little jittery, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. So if you've ever done a Dodge Avenger, you know that these seals are so fun. They're wide seals, and they're full of felt. So just another thing you can do to make this car easier for you. These things are about like 1 inch wide. Some of them are falling apart. This one is in pretty decent shape. There's some crap that we're gonna have to deal with on the windshield. So we gotta address all that. Pop the mirror off, that should be easy. And then this back window, like, cars are sometimes pretty funny. So they'll like make parts of it way easier. So this back window you can actually do with a 24-inch roll. And then they just completely change up the doors to make them suck in comparison. Go figure. Chevy Captiva. It'll be the first car that I do. A 2009 Chevy Captiva. We don't have those that here, do we? 2009. Oh, it's a Holden. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think we have the Captiva here. But if it's a Chevy, it shouldn't be too bad. Most of them are pretty straightforward. What kind of tape is that? It's Lowe's. It's house wrap tape. It's like packing tape, but way better. Comes in a few different brands and varieties. This is the most local and available to me. So that's one reason we just went out over the weekend and we bought some more. This stuff works great. It's like 12 bucks a roll. Tuck tape is 14-ish, so only a couple dollar difference. Not a big deal. Just when you need it now. Car trivia. Do we have the Captiva? What would that be in the US? I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Why are you taping it? It keeps it clean. Clean bean. So all that felt, so especially like taping seals is most popular on dirty / felt seals. So on the seals, there's lots of little bits that will break off over time, especially when you're spraying water and messing them around. You know, this car has been sitting for a number of years, or has existed for a number of years, So all that stuff starts to break down, and then those will be little pieces in your tint, and then you will tint the car, and then you will message me, and you will say, hey, I got lots of bubbles on the side. What happened? And I will say, dirt or felt or technique. And did you tape your seals? And you'll be like, no. So that's why. At the end of the day, we do it to help alleviate the questions in chat. I'm going to a 5-day tinting school for $19.50 in Los Angeles. Is it worth it? 5-day class for $19.50. That's actually a pretty good rate. Yeah, if the class is good, absolutely. If you've never tinted before and you're going to a class, definitely pay attention. If you have tinted a little bit, then definitely pay attention too. It's, I don't know, there's a few ways to look at it. So if you've never messed around with film before, you're kind of just getting your feet wet with it. But if you've at least gotten some film and played around with it, tinted a couple things, and like you're getting better, then classes will like propel you forward a whole heck of a lot. If you're just starting out, the whole thing's going to be, it can be a little awkward, but hopefully you get pointed in the right direction really easily, or really early, and that can help. Was that a super? Super duper! About to lock the keys in the...
Thumb super chatted $4.99. Thinking about getting my front window tinted. Doesn't the tint get scratched when you have to remove and put on a new inspection sticker?
Super chat! Thumbs. I like your username. Thank you so much for the 5. Thinking about getting the front window tinted. Doesn't the tint get scratched when you have to remove and put on a new inspection sticker? Yes, it would. But I don't... See, we don't have inspection stickers here. It looks like there was one here at some point. So we got to clean off that residue. But... I don't know. Maybe people in chat have like something that's pretty widely available that they would recommend in states where you have inspection stickers. I would put something on the window that isn't going to like that would be easily removed. So you're basically going to laminate the inspection sticker to something and then stick that to the windshield. So it looks like it's just on the windshield, but it's easy to peel, almost like a static cling type thing. But we don't have inspection stickers, so it's not something that I've had to do here. But yeah, if you just take that inspection sticker and stick it right back to the windshield, and then you have to remove it later, yeah, you're going to screw up the windshield. We've attached them to static cling and it's worked great. There you go, exactly. That sounds like a great option. Do you know where he could get a good like clear static cling or something that, like what static cling are you guys using? Help my dude out. He just dropped 5. Thanks for the response. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Absolutely. When are you going to do the C-sticks? I struggle with shrinking the back window even after watching videos. You're still going to struggle with them even if I do one. I'm going to struggle with it a little bit, I think. I don't have a date yet, but we'll do it sometime soon. I'm waiting for like a weird slowdown, but it hasn't happened yet. So I've got a couple things, interestingly enough. Okay, so those 2 days at the glass shop, I've just been booking tint on those days. So it's like, I don't know. We gotta work it in to the schedule. We'll figure out a day for it. But I also have some other things that I need to do. So one of them is I need to start remodeling the showroom. And then the other thing is I need to make more videos. So I figure there's going to be some type of a slowdown where I'm just going to have like random day a week where I'm just not going to have many appointments, but that hasn't happened yet. Hey!
Alligator window tint super chatted $4.99. The product you want for that is called Sticker Shield. It's on Amazon.
Alligator with the 5. Thank you so much. Sticker Shield. I laughed because we have Carpet Shield and Sticker Shield. Everything is this shield, that shield. But thank you so much for that. There you go. Sticker Shield. That way you can laminate your inspection sticker and still remove it. That's awesome. Finally got the Crown Vic this Saturday. Back window is fun. Yeah, Crown Vics are one of those cars that when they pop up on my schedule, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I thought all these things burned up a long time ago, but they haven't. They're still around. I just hardly get them. If you price yourself a certain way, you don't see them anymore. What is the tool that you use to spray the soapy? So this is a tint keg. It's attached all the way over there. That is the 3-gallon, and the 5-gallon is over there. So you can pick those up from Sun Distributing. Links in the description. I need a tint keg voice command. Why don't I have a tint keg voice command? We got to put that on the list of things to do. But yeah, these are very, very helpful. I like them very much. Any update on GlassAid? Hopefully it will get to me late this week or early next week. Things are rolling with GlassAid, which is really good. But it's not quite here yet, so once it is, it will get shipped ASAP. I just don't have an exact date yet, but I will have an exact date very, very soon. And then we're going to plaster the live streams with notifications. So people that have been asking know. Thank you. I hate using the dumb light. I hear you. I've seen quite a few posts lately. And there were some that were like, "It's so overrated," and that's fine. If you don't like it, that's fine. It was just funny. They're like, "You could just get pinstriping." It's like, you can. It's not quite the same thing. But if you want to see a line, yeah, just get pinstriping. But it's also for protection. That's its main function. At least for me it was. Oh, we did lock ourselves in the car. Didn't somebody say we were about to lock ourselves in the car? Let's not do that. I thought these doors were propped open, but I guess I was closing them. Have you tried, what was it? Brand keg. for the money, in my opinion. What was it? What kind of brand keg? I haven't tried anything other than tint keg, really. So the kegs come from the brewing industry, so it's not really like that's not really something new. So a lot of the kegs are very similar, but what they do with them, somebody can sell a keg for. Sorry, I'm trying to read it from a distance. Was it Homilies brand keg? No, I haven't. Overrated. They're just jelly because they didn't come out with it first. No, I haven't kept up with all the different types of kegs or whatever, but I know most of them come from like the brewing industry. But what's special is the parts that get outfitted to them after the fact. So the O-rings that they come with, they're made for like 10 psi. So if they're not substantially upgraded, you go to quick disconnect your line, and then you blow the O-ring out, and then you got water spraying everywhere. And then you wonder what the hell happened. So they do things like upgrading all the parts, like the valve stems, the hoses, the sprayers, everything, and then they put a really sweet wrap on them. I don't even know if I need to dip down on this one. We're doing 70. I'm going to see what this looks like on the inside. It's got these little cutouts here. How many cars can you do with a 3-gallon? About four to five if you're heavy on your water. You could do more if you're a little lighter on your water. I get through a full day on a 3-gallon. 5-gallon is just like, it's just way overkill. So if you haven't used one, or you've just used the 5, like, the 3-gallon was a sweet spot for me. It's way easier to lug around and transport. And when you have to fill it up, clean it out, it's a little bit lighter and manageable. 5 gallons, there's just like, it looks cool, but there's a lot of wasted space there for me. I still fill up the whole thing, but you know, if I have to come back to my water after a day, I'm replacing it. So it's kind of just like, it's all wasted. How much solution would you use for a 3-gallon? I guess I should get a measuring cup or something, and then I could tell you exactly. It's all like eyeballed. I just put enough. So give it, rule of thumb is always like 1 ounce per gallon. So give it like a generous sploosh, like a few of those of baby shampoo, and then a good like psh. Do that with the Dawn, and you'll be sitting well. But that's with Geo. So if you're using a different type of film, that might be way too slippery for you. So if your film is slip sliding all over the place, just use less soap. If your film is sticking a lot, then you usually use a little bit more soap. But you have to make some adjustment. Do you put 2 gallons and the rest air? Yeah, 2 to 2.5. A good part of it. A good part of it is filled up with water, and then you leave like that much for air, and then that'll get you through like pretty much all the tanks. Your sound effects are amazing. Thank you. I try really, really hard. What did I say? Good Lord. All right, 35 carbon. I need to get an adapter. So many little things. There's so many little things. So 35. We need the 35 on all the sides and the back, and then we're going to do 70 on the full windshield. Use a 10-gallon spray tank with pump. Good Lord. That's a lot. Fill up once a week. Pro tip, get a spray tank, get a tank keg, fill it with water, and then take it to the beach. That way you can spray off everybody without getting a bunch of sand in the vehicle. Absolutely. That is the worst. I will put my feet in the water, and then I will take an hour to walk back to a vehicle, just so I don't get sand all over my feet. That's an alligator trick. Nice. All right, so for these, this kind of depends on the width of this, like how tight the seals are. I'll still kind of pull them over the same amount, but if you cut these seals exact, most people will not notice or care. Just putting that out there, because the seals are so wide that you won't see any gaps. And it's all kind of dark back here. I like to cover all those, but they can be tricky to tuck. Whoa, that is a long one. Hang on, I half heard that, but it sounded like something I want to answer. Used to have between 1.5 to 2 gallons of slip per vehicle. Now I cut down on my water usage to contain a full vehicle with less than a gallon, and my jobs turn out. Is that normal? Oh, way cleaner. I mean, if it's working for you, sure. Yeah, you don't have to like soak everything down. There's guys that just use trigger sprayers. So whatever is working for you, just keep doing that. Sounds like it's the way to go. I always used more water for speed. That was kind of like, that was really like where some of that came from, was I have extra dirty cars come in, and I don't have a lot of time, so you just like, just blast everything. So some of that carries over into everything else that I do. But we cover everything up, and we make sure everything's taken care of. When snap shrinking, how do you know that you've done enough? Is there any signs? Yes, the tint will talk to you. Give me a minute, and we'll have a couple of patterns that we can shrink, and we can show you. AMC. Oh, is AMC taking off today? Are we getting close to the impending market doom? That's still going on. I haven't sold. But I haven't been in AMC. I've just been sitting. So let me cut out these back doors, and if I forget, remind me about shrinking. The film is going to lay evenly along the window. That's basically what you're looking for, but it's easier to show you than explain it. $35. What's this? I had to order some extra film this morning. Got that done. Yay. Surprisingly, when I went through my inventory, would you believe that it was mostly carbon and ceramic that needed to be ordered? Crazy. But I have some Apex coming. So that's going to be Geo's 95% IR super ceramic. So that will be very fun to play around with. $3 gallon for 200 or 5 for 229. Which is better? I prefer a 3 gallon. But also what makes a good keg are all the fittings and the hoses and stuff. So make sure that it's got good stuff attached to it. Because like I was saying earlier, some of the kegs, they don't upgrade hoses. So like, for example, the hoses, they're all laying flat along the ground. If you have one of the flimsy plasticky hoses, the thing's gonna curl up and it's gonna be a tripping hazard. Really annoying to use. And then same thing for all the fittings. Make sure that they're upgraded fittings. When is Geo releasing that? I talked to them this morning. They said they were doing it soon, but if you want to kind of get it now, they're selling it to some people. So they're just not, they haven't made any like big official announcement because they're finishing up some last minute things. More with marketing and stuff. But they do have it. So if you really want it, and give them a call and be like, give me that good shit. None of this 75% IR crap. We want 95 now. We saw that eBay film. We need to compete with the eBay film. 85% VLT. What is 85? 75? What? 95 IR. How much more is it? I'm going to let you talk to them. We don't talk about pricing on the stream for films. That is one thing that we don't do, but it's really easy to find out most of the pricing. But definitely more expensive. So it's not that it's not that it's hard to find out the pricing. We don't want to publicize all the film pricing on stream. Because it's not about price. It's about what you can do with it. No, it's all good. I don't think I've said that in quite a long time. How much more? No, we answered that. How is the new show? Oh, yeah. If you have to carry around a keg to both sides, go with a 3. If you don't, go with a 5. I still go with the 3. But so this will get me through like most of a day. If you keep your keg in cooler weather and you just don't fill it up that often, you just always run them dry and that's good for you, then yeah, I can see leaving a 5 in a corner and you can put more water in it so it'll last you longer. But let's say when I was mobile and doing like 3 full cars in a day, a couple of windshield, a couple sets of doors, if I had my keg filled at the beginning of the day, it would just be running out by the end of the day. So that's a pretty good run for me. And then I also had to haul it around, so that's why I definitely preferred it. But so I thought I'd prefer a 5-gallon here in the shop. That's why I got a 5-gallon. But I actually prefer the 3-gallon because I'm still changing the water out basically every day or every other day. And it's just annoying. It's annoying to get all the way in there. It's annoying to reach all the way down to the bottom to try and scrub it out. Super chat.
Dean Petra's
Aww.
super chatted $5.87. I need to go to bed. Thanks for your great live streams. I will have to watch this after work for interacting with us. Have fun, people.
Thank you so much, Dean, for the 8. I greatly appreciate all your support. You are free and clear to go to bed. I'm sorry these aren't earlier for you. You have a good night, man. Thank you. Okay, so somebody asked about when you snap shrink, are there any signs that tell you that you've shrunk enough? There are. So you got to remember, what is the point of shrinking? Why am I shrinking the window? Well, you need it to lay flat against the glass. So you will have little fingers. So when I take all the film, I make that little squeegee rainbow, bring everything more to the bottom, you start to see little fingers pop up. So when you snap shrink, you get that curl going, and it's not, you don't have to do a lot on most windows, but what you're looking for is when you pull this all down, there, it all lays flat. You can have little watery swoops here, but basically when you squeegee all this down, if it looks like it's laying flat, then you did a good job. Good job. Thanks, me. So some will look more than others. Just curl that bottom. And then if you shrunk it too much, you're going to be doing this, and it's going to be fighting against you, like, horribly. So if it's dried out, just wet it down, and then, choop. See that? See all these little, that's totally fine. All the bottom is locked down. That's what I'm looking for. You're just getting that to curl. So that pulls everything together. What's up? Remember me from last stream? What's up, Detailed Devil? How you doing? Aw, look at that. Thank you, Metro Gonzalez. Your keg will be shipping today. Dang. So see these little fingers here? That means I gotta shrink it. Now you usually have to shrink just a little bit more than what you see. But it should be as simple as you get that swoop going. You just, and then it's tight here. So the snap, I think, comes from like this. So it just kind of like snaps down into place. The name anyways. I didn't name it. But that's just what people knew it as. And so that's what I kept saying. And then before you know it, that's just the name. like everything. Like calling fingers fingers. I think that's weird, but whatever. Oh, I just ordered a 3-gallon from Sun Distributing yesterday. Dang, look at that. And they're hanging out in chat too. That's cool. That's really cool to see. So what's the VLT on the 8-packs? Looks like it's going to come in 50, 35, 20, and 5. I'm going to harass them about 70. I don't know why it's not in 70 yet, but I'm going to harass them about 70. Because at that extreme, they need a 70. They really do. It might not be, like, as a film company, you typically sell way more, like, and they look at their numbers, right? Depends on what people are selling it at, depends on the clients and everything. But I could sell that all day long. Yeah, I think the right people could sell a lot of it, but I don't think it's their main. Like, most film companies, they go through 20 and 5 the most, and then it gradually goes up there, and then 70, they just look at how much Pro Nano probably that they've sold in their respective shades. So they haven't picked it up yet, but I'm going to harass them about it. I'll get them to get a 70. Because, I mean, we're doing it on this. Here's what'll really drive me crazy is, oh, I want to get 70. Okay, you got to get that in my regular ceramic, not the super ceramic. And it's like, but I want to get it in everything. That'll happen, and that would be very, very sad. So we got to fix that. Any tips for snap shrinking on a glass board? Sorry, there's another question. What is it? Oh, yeah, snap shrinking on glass boards. I have an older snap shrinking video where I do snap shrinking on both cars, and I do the same thing on the glass boards. There's a surprising amount of doors that just kind of take the same amount of shrinking. So just if you do it some, it'll work it out in most cases. So yeah, it is a guessing game, but it's a really easy guessing game. It's like, it's about this much. So practice some on the car, take it over to glass board, do the same thing, and then just see how it lines up. You'll be good. Somebody asked if a couple people left deposits. No. Oh, there was one after stream that was very sketchy to me, and they didn't leave a deposit either. So no, the Tudors did not actually leave a deposit. So no deposit, no appointment. If I had written them down in a book, then most likely what would happen is it would come time for their appointment, and then I'd be just waiting around, be like, where's my appointment? We don't have time for that. So, sorry. Did I miss something about Apex? What's that? Oh, yeah, so Geo is releasing a super ceramic. They're just getting some final marketing things together before they make a grand announcement. So I have some on the way. And I'm definitely going to play around with it. It is for sure something I'm going to be adding. And I'm not sure exactly what my pricing is yet or where I'm going to slot it in. Well, I mean, it's going to the top, right? But I don't know if that means the death of Pro Classic for me or what. It's a tough decision. All right, we're just getting this into place. Just want to make sure I'm far enough over. Just a little bit more. There we go. That's looking good. But yeah, it's definitely going to be more expensive. I've just been happy with things are at right now. So to have a even more premium film, it's going to be interesting. Because my thought on it is I want to mostly make 3 available. 4 becomes a lot. It's like I have Pro Classic, Carbon, Ceramic, Super Ceramic. What do you want? And it's too many become overwhelming. So being that right now we're getting more people getting Carbon and Ceramic, that's awesome. So what I'd be a little concerned of is if I get rid of my Pro Classic, if I get rid of the Pro Classic, then with the C2, it's like now I'm starting at a higher price point, which is definitely a cool thing as long as I've got enough clients to support that right now. And that is what I'm just not completely sure of. But most of the people, like I'll get people coming in for Pro Classic and then they'll upgrade to a Carbon. So that's where, you know, just trying to figure out what works best for the business. But I do like the idea of just going strictly, good Lord, what happened here? I do like the idea of going strictly like Carbon and Ceramic. And so then you have Carbon, Ceramic, and Super Ceramic. But like going for no heat reduction to 50% heat reduction is a really big benefit right there. So going from 50 to 75 to 95, we'll see. Could you bring the gap? Could you bring the C2 down a little bit to make the gap closer? I could, but I don't want to start cannibalizing its pricing from where it's at. I also feel a little bad for like people that were paying that. I don't know. If you came in here and you paid $320 and then all of a sudden it's cheaper. It's like, oh, your timing was off. Like, I hate that. So, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet. Are pre-cut kits any good for DIY? Yeah, they'll take the cutting out of it. Tinting's still a difficult process. So, but it'll take the cutting portion out of it. Just if you mess up, you don't have anything to fall back on. Glad you're talking about the business side of things. It's not my forte. It's not mine either. believe it or not. I've had to learn a lot of this over the past year. I've followed a lot of, like I've been a part of a lot of tinting businesses. And so I've been able to see the results of a lot of things, but a lot of them were very similar to each other in like, you know, a good number of them weren't even offering different films. They didn't have like a sales pitch or anything like that. It's just like, it was really just to see like, what can we get a tint job at? Was what most of them were trying to figure out. And then seeing how it goes from like grassroots, like no clients, to like having to do everything, you start to notice a lot more little things. Battery low, please charge now. You guys want to know what else I forgot to charge? I forgot to charge my headset. But the one cool thing is that these are individual. So while one is charging, I can just swap. Do you use TintWiz's inventory management? Not really. I probably should, but as of right now, I don't. Inventory for like what I do is really easy to keep track of. So that's why I just haven't. I think it's a huge benefit. It mostly started as a flat glass tool. And inventory management for flat glass is super important, but I haven't had to use it for auto. Because I just run around, I check my boxes, I kind of keep a mental tab on rolls. So I usually have like one full roll as a spare at like all times. And then I open that, and as I start chewing into that a little bit, I'm like, okay, I got to put an order together, and then definitely get one out before I'm very far into that second roll. And then I'll have spares again. So that's kind of how I work it. I'm hoping this one's working. Oh, you know what? This isn't going to work if this is closed. This is like one of the weirdest quirks about this whole setup. I have to like leave this open. Yeah, now it's connected. That's so goofy. Why does it do that? I'm doing inventory right now with new film. The best thing I like about it is you know exactly what you use per day and per car if you weighted it every day. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's like, I haven't used it, and then he's just like, gives me like 3 points of how it's benefited his business, and it's like, dang. That sounds really helpful. Or just like good to know. So you come from like, yeah, I know where I'm at on my inventory, but as far as like how much I use per day, yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly how much I use per day. I just use film. But knowing all those things would probably help me make more like informed decisions too. Oh, that's great. So did you guys like the video I put out over the weekend where the Fusion heat gun sucked compared to the Wagner? I got some nice comments on that one. So that's one reason I'm really happy. So I got a few responses saying like you gotta get used to it, and it's definitely like a different heat gun, so you gotta treat it a little bit differently. So the Wagner is going to be stronger in some circumstances, whereas the Fusion one's going to be stronger in other circumstances. That's all good to know, because if I'm just a tinter that's been tinting the way I've been tinting for so long, then when you try something like that, it didn't tell me in the box. I didn't know. It's a heat gun. You pull it out and you start using it. So we may revisit that heat gun. Because, believe it or not, we don't know everything. So then we just keep finding out new things. Is my headset working? It's not. Okay, we're having a couple little things. This should be working. I'm going to do this. I'm going to see if I can get it to reconnect. Are you liking that Lowe's tape? It's good. Lowe's tape is solid. It's got my approval. I don't want it to say Lowe's on it, though. If Flex would have their weights the same every time. Dang. That's no fun. That's weird that it would be different. It tells you how much money you have laying around. Oh, I like that. Okay, we'll probably use it then. Why is this not working? Open. I should be hearing something on these, but I don't hear anything yet, so give me a minute. I've been wanting to try the torch. We did a couple of live streams last year with this torch. We'll probably revisit that again, but I don't think it's ever going to be a thing that we use regularly. Just understanding why a torch is really, really good would be helpful. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. It just needed a little bit of switching. How much does it cost for a Fusion MK4? Only rear windows, 2 sides, rear windshield. Fusion MK4. Sorry, I've never had a Fusion like that. Or like, sorry, I just want to make sure what Fusion we're talking about. Oh, okay, I think. Yeah, so Fusion, the back windows? Where's my... Rear windows, 2 sides, rear windshield. So it depends a little bit on the film that you go with. If you're looking for carbon or ceramic, it's going to be more expensive. I believe we start that at $180 for the back. How do you avoid the hard pinch points on the Avengers? You can't really. Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some of these. Do a video on your head/camera setup since you've changed it. Oh, I don't have one. I might reach out to a company to maybe sponsor a video, though. Restream messaged me a while back about a small sponsorship, and that's a program I actually use. I really like Restream. They're very, very helpful. But you guys aren't necessarily clients of Restream, so there isn't really much to work out other than maybe like an update video, like you said. So I have to hit them up again, but I don't have one. Mostly because it's kind of far out there. So with the GoPro stuff, it was very, like, all you need is an 8 or like a 7 or 8 or a GoPro that can live stream, and then you can have some fun with it. With this, the way that I have it set up now, it's a cleaner video out, but it's much more expensive to do. But I would have fun making that video. I just don't think it would do very well. But we added fog machines and stuff like that too, so like, hey, it at least makes it interesting. But if you have questions about it, I'm more than happy to answer. I just don't have a detailed video on it. Oh, I need to finish this side so I can read. Sorry if I missed some of your questions. I was just dealing with headphone issues. Trying to catch up a little bit, but I still got work to do. Got a guy coming in at 1, but he's dropping off, so not as much of a time crunch, but I really don't like doing things that way. At least he's dropping it, though, so that means that we can do this. You see how that works? Things take time. We gotta run a business. Are you using TintWiz? I do. I use them primarily for proposals and invoices. I want them, as soon as they get deposits, I need to ask them. Maybe I'll just shoot them a message today. I want them to get deposits. And once they get deposits, it's going to help immensely. Because the way that I take deposits makes my life much easier. A lot of my scheduling is like, we still talk to people, but the scheduling, the physical like typing and writing stuff down is mostly automated by the client. So thank you, people that scheduled with me. You make my life easier. So when somebody leaves a deposit, they fill out some info, they set the time that we discussed, and so then they pop up on a schedule. Boom, real easy. I have a deposit, I have their name, some contact details, so I can get in touch with them if we have to change anything, or just reminders, or whatever the case. And then it also collected the deposit too. So then there's no, like, I don't have to take a credit card over the phone. I don't have to send them an extra PayPal link. I don't have to verify that they left the deposit. It's really like, I'll forget that I even told some people to schedule, because if they don't leave a deposit that day, then they don't have an appointment. And then I just, like, the next person that is calling is like, yeah, I have a spot Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Looks like it's open. As soon as you book that, then it's yours. Way easy. So all I have to do is, while I'm streaming, I pick up the phone. I pick up the phone, I don't have to write anything down. I will usually text them a link to our website with the details that we talked about, so that's as much as I have to do. But everything is very, very automated. Yee. They make my invoices look very pretty, though. I like them. And the proposals. Proposals features. It'll pay for itself off of one proper proposal. So I could show you guys my proposals. I think the proposals feature is, like, it's the best. I just kind of assumed that people were using it for the proposals, and, like, scheduling obviously, but definitely proposals was, like, one of the main things. So, all right. Oh, we'll go to the other one. God, set up sources. All right, what are the 3 things that I needed to do? I forgot about 2 of them. Oh. Hey! Well, those work. What am I doing? TintWiz.
John Durantini super chatted $19.99. Tinting 87K10 and has deep gouge in
Interesting.
driver's window. Told custard prop shouldn't be tinted unless driver's window is replaced, cause it will make gouge more noticeable. Was that stupid to turn it down for that lol?
Yes and no. So first, thank you for the 20. That is one hell of a super chat for that. I wouldn't turn it down, but you leave it up to them. So make them aware of it, absolutely. That is great of you to do. You want to make sure that anything that stands out that would potentially get, that wouldn't cover your ass, right? You want to make sure all that is, like, if you saw, like, a ding on the door or something like that, like, yeah, some cars come in with wear and tear, and it's fine. But there's just, you want to do a quick walk around with them. You want to let them know potential problems. And then, yeah, you saw a gouge on the window. You let them know, hey, there's a gouge on this window. It's going to stand out more when I tint it. But I wouldn't just turn it down. So I don't know if you just left it in their hands and then if you just left it in their hands and then they just said, yeah, that's okay, I just won't do it. So there's a little bit, like, I don't know exactly how that was said to them. But what I would say is, like, I'm happy to tint this. I just want you to know that this gouge is going to stand out more. But you can absolutely still tint it. You're just going to see that more. So that's the way I would have worded it. So you're not trying to outright turn away the job. Because I have vehicles in all types of states. And I don't want to, like, oh, yeah, you got to get your headlights fixed before I tint it. Hell no. I'll tint that shit. You got barely started your car on the way in here? Sure, we'll tint it anyways. Like, that's totally fine with me. It's just, are you okay with what's going to be different about your car? So, like, if you have a chip on the windshield, yeah, I would recommend getting that fixed first. However, I'd be happy to tint it if you're fine with running the risk. Thank you so much for the 20, though. That was a big one for that. Hope I explained that. All right. I got some more work that I got to do, but I really, really wanted to just at least show you proposals, but I don't want to give customer details away. So let me just bring this up first. It's going to be like half off screen. I'm so annoyed at this. Okay, so minus the customer details. This is... Yeah, we gotta fix this. We'll fix this last time.
$4.99. Haven't
Whoa,
turned down.
we had another one.
Told customer and gave recommendation and haven't heard yet cause he doesn't know if he wants to replace window.
John with another one with a 5. This should have gone off. Woo! Thank you. Haven't turned down, told the customer and gave a recommendation. Haven't heard yet because he doesn't know if he wants to replace a window. No, you handled it beautifully then. That's perfect. You're not wrong to doing that. You're showing that you are about more than just taking his money and then dealing with problems later and trying to shuffle him out the door. He'll appreciate you for it. No, that's a great thing to do. Your job really is to figure out what they're looking for and then try and give them the best quality work. Make a dummy prop and then use it to demonstrate it for us to break the... Oh. No, so I just wanted to pull one up. I didn't want to actually get one together yet. So I got to fix... Dust capture. Can I do this really quick? Display 1. Can I plus... window capture. Create new. And then Chrome. Okay, there. We can pull this down a little bit. Oh, wow, that's goofy. It doesn't matter. Right in here, that's perfect. And then we can pull this all the way down to here. Bippity bop. Cool, we fixed our problem. All right, nope. Damn it. Oh, well, whatever. So, this is a 2013 BMW. He approved a proposal. Oh, there's nothing there. Sorry. Let me get a proposal. And like this one, actually. Manage. Contacts, add new. Fine, test. And then proposal. Okay, fine, whatever. We are gonna do that real quick. I got other work to do. Damn it. No, wrong thing. Technical fun. Okay, so we're going to do test. So this is no contact details or whatever. We're going to add a project. So this, we are going to make this a brand new Fiat 124. Why not? And it's going to be in gold because, yeah, that's going to be an awesome car. So for your Fiat 124, we're going to make you a proposal. This is based on whatever they're wondering about. So I have what are called canned proposals already. So if you want to do the full car with windshield, let's click on that one. And then this is the window that I was trying to get to. So if I click on view, I can edit these any which way that I want. However, this is kind of what it looks like. So it'll have customer details up here. And then this will solution 1, solution 2, solution 3. You can add as many solutions as you want, and you can customize this any which way. So what I really like about this is that, look, I have the Geoshield film details, and I have examples of work that I've done with that film. Same thing for the next one. We have some details about the film. Each one of these has the price. So if he was wondering about a full car with a windshield, if he was wondering about front doors, if he was wondering about just the rear section, we have proposals that are already made with all these already swapped out. So we can, at any time, if we need to modify a solution because the pricing is going to be a little different on a vehicle, or we want to include something, we can modify these any which way. But these are super helpful. And then you send this to the client. This is what they see. So when they get an email or a text, they'll have a link to that, and they can read, look, oh, I didn't know they had carbon. Oh, I didn't realize that it had 50% heat reduction compared to normal. I thought tint was tint. It's a great way to introduce yourself. You can attach videos. You can attach videos. You can attach pictures. You can dress it up any which way. It looks great. So it's a way to present your business in a super quick and easy way, because there's so many things that you don't have time to convey over the phone. So when somebody calls, hi, we have a dyed, a carbon, and ceramic. Cool. I don't know what that means. So you try and explain it over the phone, but they called one shop, they called another shop. At the end of the day, it's all just words. They don't know who's telling them what type of accurate information. So it's really hard to stand out just over phone calls. But when somebody calls you too, you can actually create a proposal and text it to them because you already know their name. Even if you don't know their name, you know the car that they have and you have their phone number because they called you. So then you can create a proposal after the fact and you can send it to them and be like, hey, sorry we didn't earn your business, or whatever you want to say. Just like, hey, so you have a copy of the proposal or the information that we talked about. Just wanted to make sure that you had a copy of it. This is everything that I was trying to explain to you. So that's all super helpful, and we have done a lot of business that way. So we get an awful lot of people calling in, just asking about us, and we probably don't take advantage of that as much as what we should. But we also have people that are coming in off of our website. So when they ask for a quote, that is what they get. They get a full Tint Whiz proposal. So there's a number of ways that you can do it. Wow. So, and then when they approve the proposal, that's really cool because you get a little Tint Whiz notification saying that the proposal has been approved, and then you will sometimes be amazed at the proposal that you get, the approvals that you get. You're just like, really? Like this one. 13 Avenger. Didn't think that it would be a carbon job with ceramic on the windshield. Just, I've done plenty of Avengers. I've done them plenty of times for anywhere from like $180, all the way up to like $250. This one, 230. What was it? No, 320. 520. Sorry, I was thinking of the out the door pricing because he left a deposit. So he already left a $40 deposit. He's 480 out the door. The job is 520 total. That's like, whoa, sweet. Tint Studio, have you looked at the Mevo cameras? Yeah, I haven't tried them. I'd have to play around with them. I don't know if they would work really well or not. It seems like they would be a good solution for somebody that is that needs somebody else to kind of run their show for them. As far as you being able to run everything on the fly, that's a different story. So if I need to change cameras, I can run up to my computer and press a button, or, because the little dude fell asleep here. Hang on. Let me turn that guy on. All right. Or I can do this. I can say, toolbox, and then, hey! GoPro. GoPro. There, see? I just don't use them very much. I thought I was. When you get carbon tint, do you have to pick a percentage? Yeah, you have to pick a percentage with every film. So every film type comes in an array of different shades. So you pick whichever shade that you want best, or you mix and match them any which way that you want. But yes, you definitely need to pick a shade. That is something a dealership, believe it or not, didn't dealership did not know. Oh, that was ridiculous. So I ran to a dealership, and one of the funniest situations was like, all right, we got the customer's car. It's back there. You can get started on it. I'm like, sweet. What shades are we doing? They're like, what? I'm like, what shade? What tint are we putting on there? And he's like, I didn't know you could pick that. I was like, how are you like? It was not a young guy. It's like, how are you working here in the car business and you don't know that you can pick shades of tint? How are you even put in charge of this right here? I need somebody else. That was messed up. Most people think tint is tint. Absolutely. So that is one reason we do these. And funny enough, the more information that you put out there to kind of educate your own market, the more people that you're going to get asking about something different. So I've been doing something a little bit different with answering phone calls, because I just, if you assume your customer, you're doing it wrong. So what I'm trying to do is, like, even if I basically know, I'm like, this person calling right now, they're looking for the cheapest tint job around. What I'm wondering is, like, I want to put it in their court. I say, what film, the price varies based on what film type that you're going with. I have a dyed, a carbon, and a ceramic. Was there anything that you had in mind already? Because there are people that are calling me that have films in mind. And more often than not, it gets the ball rolling on, like, bro, I had no idea. And I'm like, perfect. Let me explain it. And then you can make a decision. So I had a couple of clients bring me, the stream on Saturday, that was ceramic. That was completely cold. Like, they were looking for tint. They didn't when I was like, hey, I have a carbon, a dyed, and a ceramic, what are you looking for? They had no idea. And then when they came in, they left deposits on both their vehicles, and then one went with a carbon and one went with a ceramic. And it was basically a no-brainer to them once they saw a 50% heat reduction on the carbon. That was super cool. It was just like, yeah, I definitely don't want to go with your entry. We want the 50% heat reduction. Our question now is, do we want to go with ceramic on both of them, or are we going to do one of them in ceramic and one of them in carbon, just because it's a little bit more expensive than we would have thought, but we definitely appreciate what they have to offer. So that was super cool. So any other way, those would have just been, like if I didn't bring any of that up, it would have just been quick in and out jobs. It would have been like 250, 250, sweet, I made 500 bucks. But what it turned out to be was 320, and because we didn't do windshields, 320 and 450. And if we did windshields, it would have been even crazier. The video you made with the heat box demo has helped me explain it to customers a lot. That's cool to hear. I didn't even make a very good video. It was just a half-baked one. I thought I'd make a better one, and then I just got busy with other stuff. If you look at my, what video was it? The color-changing film. That is probably the best looking little heat box comparison snippet that I did. So in that video, I actually show my heat box demo and briefly talk about the difference between dyed, carbon, ceramic, and then we put the eBay film on there, and then it kind of surprises us. That is really, really cool how that all works. So yeah, heat boxes are amazing. It's your way to kind of connect things. So you can take out a spec sheet, and people go, I hear what you're saying, but I think I'll be good with just that film. But then when you show them, it's not everybody. It's definitely not everybody. But it is a significant amount more than you might think. It bridges that connection. It's like, oh, that's what he's been telling me this whole time. Upselling. The color changing video is awesome. That's how I found you. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so like, what's cool about, some people don't, actually I think quite a few people don't know this too. Those videos are as much entertaining and fun to make as they are kind of educational. So they're not intended to be. Like, we're genuinely messing around with films and finding different things out. But along the way, it's like, okay, so if this is a bad film, or I wouldn't trust this film, why? And what do you use that you would trust more? So it's really, really cool. And they also surprisingly seem to make more people aware of the channel. So that is really, really cool to see as well. So like, when I grabbed all this stuff from Walmart and was like, let's tint a window with only stuff from Walmart. It was just like, all of a sudden I was getting so many people that were like, hey, I found you from your Walmart video. Tinting looks really cool. Just trying to broaden out window tinting, because there is a lot to it, and I'm more than happy to break it all down. Is it one price for the whole car or one price per window? So I priced it out per car based on how much you want to get tinted. That's the easiest way to do it. Most people, they'll either come in for the full car without the windshield or the full car with the windshield. unless you have something like a truck with factory tint on the back, then sometimes we'll just do the front doors or front doors and a full windshield. But more often than not, full car or full car with windshield. So this one is going to be full car with a full windshield. They're getting the heat rejection. It was pretty funny and informative when it came to the different types. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun video to make. I had a light, or what? I had an open Friday, so I was like, all right, I gotta make a video. And I figured I'd have that last week, but I didn't. So I've been all booked up. The next video that I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna pull the film off the driver's door, and then we're gonna use the Walmart ceramic film. Because what makes, like, one, is it any good? Are you actually gonna get heat rejection? It's boasting 85% infrared heat rejection. So does it do it? And two, what is it like on your car to drive with? And because it's a good question, should I just go buy that film at Walmart for 20 bucks and just do it myself? Or should I take it to you and then you're gonna charge me, I don't know, $450 to do my car? Although you'll need a little bit more film to do it. So basically it's a front door kit. So like, should I $20 do it myself, or should I bring it to you for like $160 for the front two doors? Like, sounds like a no-brainer, right? Just, I'll get the Walmart and I'll do it myself. Okay, thanks. We'll see. We'll see. I have yet to get a customer bring their own film, but I'm sure it happens often. Honestly, not very often, but I do have inquiries for it. Some people think that it's a quick route to keep a job very cheap, but it's not. You could outright refuse to install somebody else's film. I'll sometimes take it on, but it depends on, like, hey, I bought a kit. I don't touch kits. Kits are one-shot go. Film enough is kind of a one-shot go, but if I can kind of hand cut everything to size, then I like that better. But it's like, hey, I bought a cheap kit, so that means I paid for all the materials, so getting my car tinted isn't gonna cost me very much. Yeah, Wookie? No, it's a way for you to keep your costs down so you can tint it yourself, not a way for you to bring it into a shop to keep costs down so they can tint it. That's where you save money on kits. You buy the material, you do it yourself. But we did that with what was it? Some people bought me like some chameleon films that they found, and I was happy to play around with it on stream. It was a fun stream. And then it failed 8 months later. Love your videos / streams. Thank you. I ordered some 35 plus 70% tint to try and do it myself. Local shops quoted me $550 with windshield. Yep, sounds about right. Good luck, sir. I wish you the best. Genuinely, like, I hope you do well, but if you don't, you'll definitely understand. Like, even if you do a good job on your own car, you're gonna see why they charge what they charge. Whoa. Good God.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. Good morning Kuyaku Mustar Grandmaster Poe.
Good morning, Daniel. Thank you for the super chat and scaring the shit out of me. That was different. I don't think I've been here really when they've both gone off, but that was special. Thank you. Things are going well. How are you doing? How much do rolls cost? It entirely depends on the film. Why did we do that? Why did we walk there? And I hate doing this. I hate putting a roll down or looking for something, and then I literally walk around the entire car twice. It's like, what you were looking for was right over there. You walked from here, looking for it all the way around here, and you should have just gone back to here. Can't wait to do my windshield. I want the Geoshield in my life. Nice. I have someone that wants to teach me how to tint. Wants me to teach. Oh, I have somebody that wants me to teach him how to tint. How am I going to charge him? And what would be a good price? He's going to be using my film and tools. They didn't go off this time. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We're still troubleshooting them, I guess.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. Moputi Salamat Po, doing better.
My booty! Thank you. Thank you again. Much appreciated. Sorry, I don't know. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So that might be a good thing. But it's definitely not intentional. So how much do I charge to teach somebody? I'm not sure, because there's a couple of ways to look at it. If he just wants you to teach him so he can go off on his own, that's kind of just like a tint class, and those take time and effort. If he wants you to teach him how to tint, and then he's going to be an employee, that's kind of a different situation. So there's some people that pay to learn, and then there's some people that get paid to learn. And there's no real set strategy for it. If he's going to be coming to you consistently and he can afford it, I mean, that's all going to take you time to slow down and teach him. So classes can be, I don't know, what are classes? $400 to $500 a day? But working out a long time thing, that's something you got to figure out with him. I'm not sure, because I don't think it's hard. It's not really set up that way. So if somebody asks me, hey, can I come in and you teach me like one-on-one? No, unfortunately. I do a lot of this on stream, so I don't even have a lot of time to try and teach somebody, and then the work needs to get done after the fact. I wish I was set up for it, but I actually have to stop everything, run a dedicated class to teach people. I don't even have things set up so a couple of people can come in for a day, or like a couple days in a row, and learn some stuff. Because I'm trying to run the business, and I got actual clients that need to be done. So it's difficult. I wish I had a better answer for you, but whatever you guys figure out, just know that classes can range from, like, I don't know, sometimes $300 to $500 a day. That's what a lot of the dedicated classes are. So it's definitely an investment to get into. One guy said he was taking a class in LA for almost 2,000. Yep. Yep. Some companies have their own, like some film companies have their own training programs set up that are a little bit more affordable if you're using their films. I charge $4,000 for 1 month. Dang. That's good. I mean, that's also a much longer term program. That's a great value for your money. But it's also like, it can get very expensive too. Because I've been there. Like, I've tried working for other shops. I've had to teach people while I'm on the job. And for the most part, it's a big pain in the ass. It's fun, but the pain is having to get your normal day done, and also teach them. So you're doing extra work. You have to slow down, you have to watch over the shoulder, and you have to fix all their mistakes. So you can kind of bring somebody in as like a shop hand and get them to do the easy stuff and very gradually work them into tinting. That's more for like long-term employment, but somebody that's just starting out, it's tough. Whoop. Saved. I like that. We cut straight over that sticker. We didn't even have to worry about a sticker. So, yeah, I wish I had a better answer though, because it's tough. It's tough to figure out. Time is it? 12:30. So I got that other appointment that's going to be here in about a half an hour, which means I will get basically this back window done, all the doors touched up, and then I got to do the full windshield. But they're dropping off. So I'll do this. They'll hopefully drop off in that gap, and then I'll do the windshield, and then I'll do the set of doors. The set of doors. 2 front doors. It's ceramic. I haven't even talked to them, and it's already ceramic. How did that happen? I like these back windows. Got gassed.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. Just because I'm feeling better, Kuya.
Daniel, thank you again. Glad you're feeling better. Glad to hear it. I'm thinking about that like month-long thing. That's cool. Because I like it because it is. So I don't. I'm trying to even think of how to say this. So $4,000 for the month versus a couple $1,000s for the week. Like, it's a great value. And you get to see a month worth of shop. and you could have a few people doing that. So it would be very worth it as a company to do that. And it doesn't put as much stress on time, because it's like, oh, hey, we didn't quite get to that today, but you hang out with me over the course of a month, and you'll learn a whole hell of a lot. Like, you'll learn everything in the course of a month. So I was thinking about that, but then I stream, and that's where I don't know how to mix the two together. I guess that's the struggle for me. It's actually a great way to also, like he did, picked up an extra shop hand. Somebody is then paying to be there. They're showing initiative, and they want to invest in themselves. And then he worked out at the end of the month. Now he's hiring them. So now he has help. Hiring tinters is a very difficult thing to do. So a lot of the times when you just hire somebody in and you start paying them hourly, some people will really show initiative, and some people just treat it like a whatever job, and they're not worth keeping. So what he's doing there is really, really smart, especially if you're looking for extra shop hands. So I'd think about doing the same type of thing, because I like a longer program. But my struggle would be I stream, so I don't know how I would mix the two together, because you guys would love to see somebody learn on stream, and I know that, and I wouldn't mind having somebody come on stream to like learn, but like when we're actually trying to get cars like this done, the day-to-day, man, I'd have to have cars dropped off for like pretty much all day, and then use their cars as a test, as a training program, and I do not feel comfortable doing that. Not on stream. Definitely not on stream. So, if we didn't charge people and it was just kind of whatever, their cars were here to do whatever with, then that'd be one thing, but unfortunately we're running a business too. I like the way you're doing it though. This guy wants me to do 3 trucks. I told him 500. He wants me to do it for 350. I'll do one of them for 350. I mean, what is it? Does he want you to do like full trucks with windshields or without? Tell him to go kick rocks in a very nice professional way.
Daniel
Super.
Rayner super chatted $9.99. I'll go there for 1 month so you can train me. Lol.
Daniel Rayner again with a 10. I'll go there for 1 month so you can train me. Thank you. Sounds good. That doesn't sound like it'll be a complete disaster. Why are you doing it this way? Why are you doing it that way? That's what's always funny about tinting with other tinners that have been tinting for a long time and they're both good. It's always like questions like, why do you do it that way? Oh, well, I do it this way. Oh, well, I like doing it that way. Use your own car as the test subject? Well, yeah, for teaching, yeah, absolutely, or rentals. But if you're literally doing a month, a month-long training. It's like it's happening on customers' cars. So eventually they'll have to go from working on their own car to like working on a customer car. So I don't know if it would be like an interesting way to frame it is like you have them practicing for like the first couple of weeks on their own vehicles and stuff like that, and then you gradually introduce them into things that they could do. So it's like they're basically back in the corner while I'm streaming, right? Or they're watching from a distance because we're not having people on stream watch over my shoulder while I tint a car on stream. That's just not happening. But if they got competent enough to then help out with some of the cars, then I don't know. Maybe there's a way to do that. But essentially what it would come down to is like a lot of lost days, a lot of lost time, because there's just things that they're not learning because I'm streaming, because it's not going to happen that way. Like today. Today is like from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock that I'm streaming. But if you stretch that out over the month, if I only stream 3 days a week, maybe that would be more okay. But I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. You find good people that are investing in themselves. You could hire a crew much easier, I think. And then at the end of the month, if you didn't want to hire them, or if they, you know, maybe they weren't looking to get hired, but if you were like, oh, geez, I just put a month straight into this person and I definitely don't want to hire them. Well, you just got paid for that month, so you didn't have to. Get in a shop for a couple months and then get out after they trained you. Joking. Yeah, that's like, it's tough. It's a tough world to try and get into because there isn't any set path. What I always say is get some tools, get some film, and practice on your own car. That's like, you have control over that. Everything else is like, sometimes people find the right opportunity and sometimes it's just there's not. Very, very tough. Good God.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. I'll do a shut up and observe training, no questions asked but just comparing. But you buy lunch every day and Starbucks.
No deal. Thank you for the 10. Shut up and observe. No questions, but you buy lunch in Starbucks. That gets expensive, man. That cost for the month is gonna get expensive in Starbucks dollars. So, unfortunately, I got this little bit here. I don't know if I'll be able to fix this. I got a little bit of glue I just saw as I was cleaning off. I didn't even know where it came from. There must have been some adhesive on this window that we just didn't quite take care of, but this film is already very locked down, so I don't know if I can save it. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Yeah, we can't. It's donezo. That guy. That little guy right there. See that? That's a no-go. So if we caught it, we were heating up the sides. I was just hoping the bottom was still wet. This is very tacked down. So we're gonna redo it. Hate when that happens, but that's just part of it. Ooh, we got a lot of prep work then to do, huh? 'Cause we peeled everything. Wah, wah. So if that kind of pulled up and then I was able to rinse it out and kind of scrape that off, there's a decent chance that I might have been able to save it. But yeah, there was a little, what was it? It was glue. Must have just been some residue on the window that I didn't quite catch. Or something that was trapped on the seal. Little squiggle. Probably clung to the glass from the seal, and then when you rolled it up, it got caught on the window, and then I just tinted straight over, laminated it straight to the glass. Woohoo! Looking good. Not really. So we gotta redo it. Was not stoked about that. Oh. So the bummer about felt seals too is that when you get them wet, any update on the eBay tint from last week? The color has kind of come back. This is like some of the weirdest film I think I've ever seen. I don't understand it. But so there's no way you can sell it. It's just purely put it on your own vehicle and have some fun with it. Like, if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. It's on your own dollar. If you were like, hey, I'm looking to get that for clients, no, don't mess with it. Find another company and maybe use theirs. I don't know. So it seems to hate heat or hot vehicles. So if your car is sitting out in the sun, your car gets hot, the color just evaporates, like it's gone. That's no fun. But then I left it kind of like, the car was cool later on in the day and early the next day or whatever. And like, there still wasn't much color. And then it was kind of sitting in the garage more. And then the color kind of came back. So I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird stuff. So if most of the time, if you always leave your car in a garage, you drive it in cloudy, overcast weather or some sunny weather, and then you immediately take it back home, it'll probably be okay. If you leave it outside for an extended period of time on a hot day, the color will kind of just be gone for a little while and may or may not come back. Like, I thought it'd be really cool if it was consistent on like a sunroof or something, but yeah. I stopped tinting for the summer because of college and I'm missing it. Been watching this nonstop. Why are you going to college? This is tint college, man. No, I'm kidding. You can always fall back on this. What was that? Perfect time tint after class in the parking lot for the rich kids. I just would hate doing it in the parking lot, but I hear ya. It's crazy how you unroll film onto the glass. Oh, it's not that crazy. What's crazy is when people do it out of a box. Some people take a box. Some people take the film in the box and they hold it and it's still on the rollers and they do this. I can't do that. That's been so awkward for me from the very beginning. I probably could do it eventually, but take the film out of my box and throw away the rollers. We don't need them. Thought about it, but I might be breaking some rules. That's how you pay for tuition. What do they expect? They want to charge $50,000 for school. Give me a way to make that back. Sorry, you can't. You can go work in the cafeteria for $2 an hour. Yeah, that'll pay that. Tell them that's how you're paying to go to school? Exactly! Ridiculous. Not fair. Must be because they're 40-inch rolls. These are 40s too. So on a brand new 40-inch roll in carbon, that gets a little tough. Carbon likes to do like the good old Chinese yo-yo and telescope on you. The ones with a little bit more static will hold better, but yeah, I'm like three-quarters of the way done with that roll, so I put it in an order this morning. I got more carbon and ceramic on the way. Surprisingly, didn't have to order Pro Classic, which was kind of amazing. We've hardly been installing it lately. Matt's made me more money than any college degree. Hell yeah. Have you ever telescoped a brand new roll of film? Yeah, for sure. It sucks. Usually with not much damage, but it does happen. I mean, when we did it on the sunroof, that was not fun. We almost ruined some film. I haven't completely crunched the telescope part, though. I'll catch it in one way or another, but... Okay. Redo the window. I guess we should probably roll this up a little bit and check. Didn't look like it left glue behind. It all kind of pulled off clean. It was just grabbing a lot to the glass. So it's probably a good idea to do that. Yeah, everything seems like it's pretty well cleaned off. If it was Pro Nano or Pro Classic, though, those tend to leave more glue spots behind. The carbon seems to pull reasonably clean. And then we still got a windshield to do. Trying to figure out how I can work that now. How can we do extended classes? I don't know. How can I avoid bringing the film on a back glass that has some curve? Less heat? That's just shrinking. It's just try to not bunch up your film as much. I put together a video yesterday, but the video is already up in the live stream. So if you look at the Dodge Challenger that we just did, skip to the shrinking part, you can see a lot on that. I go over a few different, I don't know, subtle technique differences and overall shrinking that back window. It is a more curved back window. It's not crazy, but it is definitely more challenging on a regular car basis. So stuff that you get, that's going to be at the higher end of, like, more difficult end of shrinking for just like regular cars. We would get a ton of Chargers, not Challengers. I used to get a lot of Chargers. It was like one of my most popular cars to tint. So those back windows, very beginning, were kind of a pain. So watch that one. I'll have a dedicated video up sometime this week, though. I think tomorrow. I think that video is going to go up tomorrow. Because I'm not streaming tomorrow, actually. I have to go get that Civic fixed tomorrow, so I won't be here for the whole day. Just part of the day. Yay! No more spot. That's good. Well, the good news is that we can get started on that windshield too. Was this previously tinted? No, not that I could tell. Everything was really good on it. Just generally dirty. So, could have been, I don't know, any number of things from over the years. Like a dealer sticker, gunk. Is 160 for ceramic 2 doors too much? No, that's what I charged. It's too much for some people, I guess. But no, that's what I'm charging, so you're good. I mean, don't copy my prices, man. No, it's good. Shit, it probably should be 100, 150, 200. But we did 160. All right, so windshield time. We got to break out the 70%. Where is that? Should be this guy right here. Ooh, it's heavy. Hey, look. But it's a 36. Nah. Yeah, this is heavy. So the nice thing about Pro Classic, or sorry, Pro Nano, is that it's got a little bit of, oh God, people, a little bit of static to it. No. This is the worst. Sorry, the roll is fine. I feel my wrist buzzing with a phone call, which is a business phone call, which literally called at the worst second. Congratulations. Betcha it's my 1 o'clock. I'm just guessing, but I bet it is. Hopefully that got picked up. People do that. You pick up a back window, your phone will ring. I don't know how. If they did it like a few seconds earlier or a few seconds later, you would have been fine. Pick the worst times. Here goes a $500 tint job. Call duration 6 seconds. He's probably here. Looks like I think Nick got it. So if that's the case, thank you, sir. See, that's why you get some, at least a little bit of help. I just couldn't put down the roll to press a button. It just, so dumb. We'll see. but looks like it got answered. So that's good. But my luck is I would have like, screw it, mess up the roll, and then it's like, yeah, so do you do window tint? Do you do window tint? I had that call like 3 times over the weekend. Yes. Yes, we do. Oh, okay, great. Because I want to get my car tinted. Whoa, amazing. I can do that. How much for this? Oh, that's expensive. I'll call you back. All right, you have a great day. Those are always so fun. Phone calls are funny though. That's so gangster how you roll it off the roll like that. That's not gangster. That's just tinting. I don't know. That's so gangster. You've got everything else on hand. Add a stylist to answer it. Add a stylist to answer it. What do you mean? I have the note, so I do have a stylist. So this is pretty much just going to be getting it done. So we're not really going to go over anything in particular unless you have a specific question. But we'll have a better shrinking video up tomorrow. Do they even see tint in your business name? You would think so, because they called me. But sometimes I wonder if they're like, hey phone, call a tint shop, and then it calls me. And so they don't even know who they called. Things are gonna get really fun if everybody jumps on board the Google scheduling service. Hey phone, schedule me an appointment for window tint. And then it does. And then they just forget. Can you make a video sometime of wet shrinking a back window? No. No, there's a lot of things that I do. We might, maybe, wait, maybe a comparison of why I don't wet shrink. That's a good idea. But a video on like how to wet shrink a back window, it just, I don't do it. The closest I get to wet shrinking a back window is just snapping the doors. That's it. So on like a Wrangler windshield, I can snap it. Super. Super duper.
LKB Pythons super chatted $2. Best ranches. What's good?
What was that? Best ranch. What's good? Best ranches. What? What's good? Hey man, thank you for the 2. Good to have you again. I don't understand. I don't like ranches much though. You said that my Google Assistant opened up. Best ranches from Wingstop. I'm not a big ranch fan, I guess. You know what the best wing sauce, though? Okay. It used to be Asian Zing from Buffalo Wild Wings, but then they discontinued it, and I am a sad person for that. Mango habanero is the best wing sauce. Period. It's a little bit too spicy, but it's really good. So sometimes I'll suffer through it. Wingstop needs to sponsor. Because what would be better in the middle of a car than taking a greasy, saucy Wingstop break? It sounds like a great fit. If they want to throw wings at me every day, though, I mean, that's tough to turn down. I think maybe we'll probably get a little full of it. Have you ever had to redo a tint job? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I've had to redo windows. I've had people come back from the stream, and I've had to fix a couple. Nothing catastrophic where I've had to redo a whole vehicle yet. But, like, I had a couple real small things on the BMW Grand Sport that I did. Those were what, like the frameless doors? There was like one little thing on the drivers, like one spec, and then two that he found on the drivers that was definitely extra particular. And I don't know, I redid it. And he hasn't been back since, so I'm assuming he's happy with it. But luckily there hasn't been anything catastrophic where I've had to redo a whole car, so that's good. But I've had to redo some things. There was, that more happened from things that were kind of like, when you're pushed and things are a little bit out of time limits and whatnot. Like, so I had God, what was it? I had a guy at the glass shop that wanted to take the glass shop to court over a charger, and that was like the most absurd thing, and he kind of just disappeared. Like, okay, here's a fun story. I don't know if I've told this one. This wasn't long ago either. This was like a handful of months ago. So I tinted a charger at the glass shop, and it was on a rainy day. And, you know, it was another in and out car. I don't remember how many I did that day, but it was like two or three full cars and like some extra little stuff, just like a regular day. And there were legitimately things on this job that I saw that were like, yeah, I'll redo that one. That's fine. It gets tough in places like that because the lighting is not that great, and they have other things going on too. So there's plenty of days that you're just kind of like breezing through a day, and you're just trying to keep up with the pace. So there were some spots in a handful of the windows, and this guy right out of the gate goes, yeah, I'm super OCD, and if I knew the tint was going to be anything like this with imperfections, I would never have got it done. And he actually apologized a couple of times. And wow, this one is way different. This is actually an OEM mirror, isn't it? What? No way. This is OEM, really? This can't be. This looks aftermarket, but it's got all this. Holy shit, I've never seen one that looks like this. That's crazy. Okay, so anyways. So he was not super stoked about the work, and he was not stoked about the idea of tinting then after the fact because it can have imperfections. And this charger was his baby. So what we said was, okay, we'll give you a refund. and we'll just take off the tint. And he was like, oh, okay, yep, that's fine. Oh, shit. I can't get this to stay out of my way, because all these, like, plug in here. What the heck? What is this? This is weird. LG? We got this guy up here. That's fine. This is not OEM. This is weird. This is aftermarket as fuck. It's just... What the hell is this? Okay. Well, we got it to stay out of the way. We're not going to unplug it completely. We'll just tuck all this stuff back up here. I have never seen anything like this before. We'll tuck it out of the way, and then we got it out of the way enough to tin around it, so we'll be good. It's definitely aftermarket. There's no way around that. That's definitely aftermarket. That is not OEM. Pulls it all out, I'm dead. I've never seen anything like that. It's just, that's like aftermarket and like an alarm antenna that you can tuck all up into the headliner, and then it's just like, you know, it's ran from wherever it's ran. That's totally normal for like an aftermarket antenna and stuff, and to have it like, just weird though. I've never seen one like that before. That's weird. Probably has a built-in compass and microphone for Bluetooth. Reason why the expensive aftermarket. Yeah, probably. Probably just older, expensive aftermarket tech. Very weird. Anyways, so charger. No, yeah, charger. So what he said was, like, he scheduled to have the film removed then, and he's like, yeah, like, this is nothing on, like, I just, you know, if I knew that there were going to be imperfections, I just would have never got it done. So I guess I expected too much. Sounded like a just kind of a understanding person. And so everything was all cool, and the next thing we know, the owner gets a letter from the guy's lawyer saying that he was going to take him to court. And then it's like, for what? We said we were going to remove it and give him a refund. But it was like, I don't even know what he was necessarily taking him to court for, but he must have just talked to somebody and got, like, dumb flustered or something. I don't know. It was like the weirdest situation. And then he was still scheduled to have the film removed. So he was like, I guess we'll just wait to see what happens on that day. And I'm like, if he give you a notice to go to court, I don't really want to touch the car at that point then. Because, like, what the hell am I getting into? And then the guy just never showed up. And that was it. I don't know. Nothing happened. I don't think he came in to get his money back or what. It just eventually disappeared. It was super weird. I have no idea. But yeah, there's definitely some funny stuff that happens in this industry. You had to redo BMW windows for a couple of specs? Yeah, it happens. That's definitely not everybody. It happens. Like, that's the thing about tinting. Everybody's, like, every customer is different. And some people won't look twice at their windows. They're just like, yeah, it looks great. And they get in and they drive off. And then some people, their cars are their babies. And then they'll be super happy, it'll dry out, and then they'll be cleaning it on a Saturday, and they'll look extra close at everything, and then they'll just be like, oh, what is this? Oh, what is that? You know, and then they'll start nitpicking a job into tiny little pieces. So, everybody's different. You never know. But most people are pretty grounded, where if you do a nice job, everything's okay. You should buy the Z Fold 3 to add to your technology collection. I don't even know what I'd do with that phone. I have no idea. it seems like it'd be obnoxious to work with, but the what's there is kind of cool. When is Glass 8 going to be back in stock? Oh, I don't know. No, hopefully I'll get a shipping notification this week, and then I'll have it back next week. So it is in the works. It's getting done. I have a lot of rolls. I ordered I have 10,000 rolls being made. So that will hopefully alleviate any shortages for a while. But stock up. You never know. Actually, I'm trying to make it so that never happens again, but like, dude, it wasn't supposed to happen that time either, and I don't know. I'm gonna order 1,000 rolls. You might hate me. I would hate you at that. What was that? Oh, somebody said there's one I laughed at. There's somebody's like, this title makes you sound like this title makes you sound like an Avenger. You should call yourself the Tint Avenger and wear a cape. Well, sometimes I feel like we're not super far off of that with the amount of shit I have on my head. I'm just giving I'm giving you a heads up. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up on the massive order. I got a lot of work ahead of me. All right. So that is cleaned. We're going to spray this off. And what was it? I shrunk the doors, and I still keep getting small fingers on the bottom, big fingers on the sides that won't go away. You didn't shrink enough. That is the only reason, or there could be two, but that is the main reason. You can shrink and still need to shrink more. Everything needs to look like it's laying flat on the glass when you shrink a window. And then if you squeegee it out evenly, all that will be gone. Oh, we gotta squeegee this off too, huh? Where do we put it? My window's been sitting. I need to squeegee it and install. We've probably left it back there somewhere. We'll get this one. I love Glass 8 so much. When I say I hate using a light, I hate it. That's awesome. I'm glad you like it. I found it very helpful. Which is why it exists. It solved my own problem. We appreciate you wearing that shit on your head. Well, thank you. How can I avoid dust specks? Practice. Most of it's technique. Very little squeegee, or very little is, like, cleaning properly is important, but you'll over clean and you'll still have specks. Most of it's technique. Majority of it's technique. Technique. Even then, you can still have something creep in. Have you tried the speed loader? No, I haven't tried the speed loader, and somebody asked about the Judge. I haven't tried that one either. We may, though. Even us pros mess up. Absolutely. I mean, no, we're perfect. We never make mistakes. We didn't just screw up a passenger or driver's rear door with a spot of glue that if I had just maybe cleaned it better, I wouldn't have had. No, we've never done that. That's crazy. 21 Kia Sorento. Never done one. I haven't done one either. So I can't tell you about the 2021. Wow, a lot of questions there. Sorry. Having trouble with the 2 front windows on a Crown Vic? Believe it or not, you can actually pull the seals on those. There's a special tool to help do that. That is one of the few cars I would pull the bottom seals on. Crown Vics suck. So if you post about a Crown Vic in the group, there'll be a lot of people that just like, yeah, I don't like those either. The inside seals are much higher than the outside seals. And they're tight, and there's lots of shit that is falling off of the sides. It's not a fun car. Okay, let's throw this in here. How's the little one? Oh, he's doing good. He's been crawling around for a little while now. But he picks himself up against like couches and stuff pretty quickly now, but he can't walk yet, so then he'll like fall over, and then we're like trying to keep an eye on him so he doesn't hurt himself. We bought him a helmet too, but he doesn't wear it. He doesn't like it. We bought him a little crash helmet, basically just a padded one, so as he's wandering around bumping into things, and then like he'd sit up. And then when he was learning how to like sit up, sometimes he would just fall backwards. So we bought him a padded helmet, so when he's wandering around, it's not so bad. He refuses to wear it. He takes that thing, he throws it on the ground, and he starts beating it into the ground. He will not wear it. But he's catching on to things really quick too, so like as he's learning, like as he's falling and hurting himself, he then does it less. So he's good. He's doing real good. So yeah, it's I'm sure before we know it, he'll be running around and we have to chase him all over the house. Both for fun and for everything else. Like, get back here. He's gonna do parkour when he's older. He's trying to do it now. I asked a couple of days ago, but you didn't reply. Do you have any tips for cutting? What was that? Cutting and doing a back window. Every stream, we kind of talk about back windows and stuff. Go back through and watch a lot of them. I mean, it's a really broad question, so it's hard to be specific about it. Like, watch what I do on a lot of them, and we'll have a video on shrinking tomorrow. But I have lots of videos on the channel about everything. But it's really difficult to give you any type of a specific answer. It's just there's lots of boop. Oh, that scared me. There's lots of everything. It's just everything is start to finish. So what you see is how to do it. So we do lots of explanations as we're doing stuff. So go through lots of the live streams, look at back windows that we've done already, and there'll be lots of tips on all of them. This is all a process. It's like, how do any tips on opening my own business? It's like, I mean, yeah, there's lots of them. It's just it's so broad. It's hard to tell you specifically what to do. Kind of a dumb question. Don't say that. I get it. It's just, try and be more specific. I can help with particular things and show you the overall process. You make it look so simple. Thank you. Been doing it for a long time. Sometimes it goes well. Reverse roll. Oh, wait. Kind of a reverse roll. Do you roll? Oh, no, sorry. You're asking about yours. I heard the first part. Do you roll it at a slight angle? If you do, how so it lines up? Not a dumb question. I heard the first bit. So, kind of wish I was still reverse rolling it so I could talk about it a little bit more. I seem to end up rolling it just kind of straight across, but I will kind of try to roll it up at an angle. Keep the roll a little bit tighter so I can put the end of the roll down here. Like kind of like shove it into the bottom in that little space right there. But reverse rolling is kind of tricky to get the hang of. So yeah, try and keep it up at a little bit of an angle, and then try to, when I start, I'll unroll about that much of it, sometimes a little bit more, whatever's comfortable for you. Get that to mostly line up in place, and then just start unrolling it as you go. So that's where if you keep a tighter roll, it'll kind of line up as you're unrolling it. And then when you did it up at an angle, it just kind of makes it easier to get into place in the very beginning. I'm wondering where my 1 o'clock is. Maybe he's just coming in at 2. Or maybe he's doing the house showing and then coming in after. I don't know. I guess I'll find out afterwards because we don't have a 1 o'clock yet. But I'm assuming we will. Smart move with ceramic on the windshield. He is. He was asking about 70 in carbon, but we do not have 70 in carbon. So that's where the carbon on the sides and 70 on the windshield. They saw 50 on mine, and they still just, he was like, I like it, I just want to go lighter than that. So, well, hey, I have ceramic. And he's like, cool, let's do that. What's the 1 o'clock? It was a set of doors. There's a ceramic something set of doors coming in. But I don't have it yet. I got confused. I thought that was my first appointment. But it's not. It's the second appointment. I got a little finger I got to shrink out. And then some touch-up to do, and then she'll be all set. I don't even know if I needed this heat gun. But yeah, if that's the case for today, then I will have some time to catch up on a couple of other things. What were those things that I talked about that I needed to do? We fixed the aspect ratio for the desktop. Oh, I needed to add a toolbox. So I got to do that. Or add something for the stream setup for the toolbox. So I can also pull up stuff on that computer as well. Yeah. Tint my shiz homie. What do you need tinted? All right, yeah, so all this stuff here, we're gonna tuck it back up. This is definitely something weird. Aftermarket, OEM, something. Because it's got OnStar. Like, what the hell is aftermarket that also has OnStar on it? Aftermarket world's funny. So this should have double-sided stick tape. So we're just gonna kind of like rest it up here and let them know that we had to take it off. And then all he needs is a little double-sided stick tape to put it back. I'd want the window to dry before something gets stuck up there. So I should make a note to also get some double-sided stick tape because I actually don't have any here. So when you have to remove antennas, OnStar is GM. Oh, you're
Clifton
yeah, duh.
super chatted $4.99. Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Clifton with the 5. Thank you. What the hell? Boom. Thank you. You're very welcome. Glad you like the streams. After doing windshield, do you need to wait? Yep. Yep. Little bit. I would wait till the tint's dry. So like in warmer weather, a couple of days. Winter, it can take up to a week, but usually 4 or 5 days would be good. Just so it's, it's a really light one, so it'll be fine. But if you had something heavier, it's just gonna kind of like pull against the tint. So make sure that tint's stuck in place, and you'll be good to go. So we gotta finish touching up that door over there. We gotta screw that back on. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is not a GM, so this shouldn't even have OnStar. So definitely aftermarket. Weird. Very, very weird. Have you seen the light reaction tints? Yeah, we actually just did a video on one. The idea is really cool, but it's got a little ways to go. I don't think there's any companies that are putting out anything. It's either really expensive for a quality version and it doesn't change very much, or they're cheap and they're gonna fail, or like cheaper and gonna fail. So I haven't heard of anything that's consistent yet. I mean, shit, we're just getting now into non-hazy carbon and ceramic, so maybe give it another 10 years and we'll have something that's more mainstream. God, what? Did somebody just like... Have you done any PDLC electric window tint? I literally just looked bunch into it yesterday. How did you know? That is so weird. That's gonna be one of the next things to do. Is I'm gonna source some, and we're gonna do one of the windows in electric tint. And I'm just kind of figuring out anything I can right now. I haven't known any companies that like, it's all kind of like a sketchy international thing. Like, there's some manufacturers of materials, but there's nothing specific on like, get this one, don't get that one. And most of it's for architectural and is frost. So what I'm gonna find is I'm gonna see if I can, cause there's already a couple like brief videos on it, and there was one cool guy who went through and explained everything that he knew about it, and they don't sell it or install it. So it would be really, really cool. I got a great video idea for it though. So it's not gonna be out anytime soon though. What? No, I haven't seen that before. I would mention it in chat, but I don't want to get demonetized. Pre-cut rigid tints? I've never heard of them. Oh, wait. Yep, I know what you're talking about. They're starting to get popular in the UK. I mean, we see that and laugh. I get the appeal, though. Show me a picture on the outside. Pre-cut rigid tints. So, some of you guys probably have seen this concept here. So it is a basically, you get like a stiffer sheet of like a tinted material cut out, and then it just kind of like fits into the frame of your window, and then yay, you have tinted windows. Totally fine from the inside, but on the outside, you would see, depending on how it kind of stuck to the glass a little bit, you'd see like bubbles and air gaps and stuff like that, and it's not going to be for a curvy surface either. So temporary solution, you put them on your car, you drive around with it on a sunny day, and then you take them off. I think it's like, sure, it does the job, it's fine. It's definitely not a replacement. Might be something that you could kind of sell, but yeah, it's mostly an internet business, I think. It's not going to take, if somebody's trying to choose between getting their car tinted and then getting those, it's like they'll get them on the front doors and they're not going to hurt my business. Just kind of a silly option. It's like putting those screens on your cars, that like the shades that you can roll up or down. They have their purpose, but yeah. There we go. Put that back up. Then we have this clip that can go back on for this wire. There we go. That holds the clip. It's okay on a 3-door, but if the windows wind, the tint stays in place. Yeah, I could see how it doesn't work for all the cars. But the examples that they show, like it's the perfect internet fueled product. Like you show enough of it that's like, oh, what? Oh, you could just put that on your car. Look at that. You don't think anything past. Like, well, the guy did it. It works. And then you order it and you try it and you're like, well, it kind of works. But then you've already ordered it, right? That's how that works. Watch next stream. Next stream will be like, guys, we got rigid window tints. Go check them out. Tint your car in 10 seconds. Alrighty. Well, there we have it. We might have, like, I'm going to let it sit for a minute, too. Might have a couple little spots. So, like, there's little finger right there that I can touch up. I've just been seeing a few of them. That's from the tighter seals for sure. Just want to make sure, because you have to fold it, shove it into the sides. And then, so with that, you're going to have some little tighter pinch points that need to be addressed. You can definitely do it, but just want to make sure they're all pushed out before it goes, and then be all good to go. So this is 70% on the windshield, 35% ceramic, or carbon, sorry. 35% carbon all the way around, and then 75% ceramic on the windshield. Woo! Looking good. Hooray! Hooray! Canon. I actually have some fabric tints at the moment. Similar idea to rigid, but it's like a net material. Oh, wish I had just got proper tints. Well, you still could. Wow, this is just, we need a haircut. We'll be getting a haircut here soon. 35 all the way around looks a lot cleaner than I thought. Yeah, and in lighting like this, it tends to look a little bit darker, but you are cutting out 65% of the light. So angles and window height and everything, that all plays a factor in like what it looks like at the end. I was being a cheap ass. It's all good. So, but now you know more, right? So when you're looking at it into the cabin, it's going to look a little bit darker. When you squat down and kind of look straight through it, it'll definitely seem lighter. And then 70 on the windshield, it'll always show like a slight amount of tint. So if you go back to the very beginning versus now, you'll probably notice a little shade difference, but it's very, very light on the windshield. Can we get an update on the color shift tint? Yeah, so the color has restored a little bit, but it's still wonky. So it kind of works, but it doesn't like heat. So when you take it outside and you leave it out in the sun and the windows get really hot, the color just kind of fades away. But when your car has like been pulled out of a garage into the sun, it'll generally stay pretty good. But then you go to a store or a grocery store or whatever, you leave it parked, and then your vehicle gets hot, and then the shade kind of disappears. So we're going to pull it off. I was going to do a longer-term test, but that's enough to tell me that no matter how it fails, that's funny enough for that particular film that it's just like, it's so quirky. Looks like we got deposits. What do we get a deposit for? Wow! Booked on Wednesday and booked on Friday. Oh, that's cool. So we got 2 appointments that booked while I was streaming. That's nice. Looks like one of them's going to be for $240. So one of them's getting a standard. What's the BMW getting? BMW X3 480. Oh, that's cool. With the windshield. Oh, that'll be a bigger project. Okay, so we have a few extra things coming up this week. We already had some appointments booked, but it's nice to see things getting booked while I'm streaming. Raytech window film? I've actually never heard of it, so I couldn't tell you one way or another. That's hilarious. Exact opposite of what you would think. Yeah, exactly. Because part of it is boasting a 85% heat reduction. But what? So I forgot to even mention haze in that video. That was going to be one of the things that I wanted to bring up. Was like, I don't know how hazy this stuff is going to be. It's got some haze, and it's got an ugly color when it's really dark. It's very purpley, but I could see it being okay enough. But yeah, it's 85% heat reduction, absorbs that heat into the glass, and then bye-bye color. But the heat reduction is okay. I mean, all the things work. They just don't work practically. So if you always keep your car in a garage, drive it out into the sun for a little while, go through a drive-through, drive it back home, you'll be good. If you leave it outside, you're gonna lose some of that shade, and it's gonna be jumping all over the place. And again, this is only after like a week. Yeah, definitely weird. Alrighty, and with that, I think we're good. I think we're good for today. I got to see what's going on with these two front doors. I'm assuming he's going to be here sometime, but he hasn't showed up yet. So, what are we going to do? Super chats. We got to shout those out. So where's my browser? There it is. Did YouTube fix it yet? Why do they do that? I don't know. So YouTube used to show all the super chats for the stream in a nice feed. Now it only shows the most recent one within the last like 15 minutes or so. So all of the other ones disappeared. So I have to go pull up a list elsewhere. All right. So shout outs for all the super chats today. Might not be a big surprise. Dano Reyna. Big supporter today. Thank you. Holy shit, dropping tens. Clifton, thank you. LKB, Daniel, John, and Dean. Oh, and Alligator. Oh, and Thumbs. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all the support. Sometimes I forget. It's been a minute since we started on this car. How far we've come already. But we are at another end to a stream. 3 hours. This is like the weirdest thing. So if you guys want like real anecdotal thing, for whatever reason, when I do a full car without a windshield, it's like 2 hour stream. Full car with a windshield, it's like a 3 hour stream. But they end, like no matter what I do, no matter what happens, it's like they always kind of end at a very similar time frame. I don't plan it. I just stream, and whatever happens, happens. And then at the end of it, we're at like a 3 hour stream again. Sometimes I end within minutes, and it's just, there's so much about tinting that you just, once you've been doing it for a while, you just kind of coast through the motions, and then you could almost match up. If you take recordings of yourself, we did this with another, with a car. I tinted one door, tinted the other door, was kind of talking about some stuff while we were filming it. And then it was like you could match up. Basically, I did the exact same things at the exact same time, like almost to the second. It was nuts. Will you be able to see my I Love Trump sticker on the and the inside? If you go with a lighter shade, yes. Friendly reminder, ceramic Lexan review, 95% IR, please. Actually about $25 more expensive than Geoshield. God, there's a whole bunch of them then. So I got the Walmart stuff sitting over there. That'll probably be first. But I'll have to get a handful of other films to play around with. I actually thought of this last night before I end. There's some things that I can do for film comparisons live that would be totally okay. So like shrinking a back window doesn't take a long time. So what I'm gonna do is like some of the popular films, I think, I'm gonna grab them and I'll shrink one of those and then we'll compare it to the film that we're actually putting on the car. So that'll help answer a lot of questions like, how does your film compare to shrinking the film that I'm using? So you guys can see like, oh, okay, this is what you can do with it, or this is just what it would look like in comparison. So I think that would be super helpful. 95% IR for Lexan, though. I'll probably put that on the list then. That sounds interesting enough. Lexan for sure. Like, people are asking me about the newer carbon. People are asking about their ceramic. And then that film, the Walmart film that's sitting over there, I want to play around with too. Daniel, your packages are out for delivery. This is your official stream notice from Sun Distributing. Yo, I just made it to my first stream. I just started. Welcome. Goodbye. Sorry. Great timing. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll catch the next stream. So we're not going to be streaming tomorrow, but we'll probably be streaming on Wednesday. Sorry, we just came to the end of the stream. Welcome. Goodbye. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Dang. You get here earlier. You're supposed to wake up. You're late. You're tardy. Class is ended. Suspended. Goodbye. Tears. We'll see you on Wednesday, all right? Later.